So let's say 2021 is deflation. I think your real inflation begins in 2023 and beyond.
Okay.
You know, you'll have a little bit of an uptick in 2022 maybe, but it'll start gradually and then really accelerate as you move through the decade.
Mm-hmm.
So I think next year's the secular low in rates. I think the 10-year can get to 0%. 30-year probably get down to a half or below. And then I think you begin to climb. This is going to be a call that people want to lock me up for, but I think you will see a full retrace, potentially a full retrace of the last 40 years of declining inflation and interest rates. So in 1981, you had 20% T-bills, you had 20% inflation, you had 15% long bond. I think by the end of this decade, you could be back there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's
because,
a huge move.
because again, the central banks at that point will have no choice but to raise rates, right? Just to
Well,
protect the currency.
it won't be the central banks. It will be inflation and the market. You'll have an overheated economy out in the middle of the decade as a result of the balance sheet growing to 20 trillion and every central bank's balance sheet proportionally growing similarly. Mm-hmm. You'll have a global boom, an overheated boom, and it'll be industrially driven, in my opinion. First industrial recovery since the 1970s. Mm-hmm. We've had 40 years of consumer recoveries, mm-hmm. disinflation. We're going to have the first inflation cycle and industrial boom. You will see commodities go to places you can't imagine. You know, I have $10,000 gold forecast. I have, you know, copper can go from probably $1 next year to, you know, $15. Oil can go from $10 next year to probably $300 plus. So you're going to see some huge inflation numbers